Hey kiddos, this lesson is about solving quadratics by completing the square. Since we're talking about completing the square to solve our quadratic functions to find our roots and our zeros, let's talk about some things that we know about a square. First, we know that a square has 4 sides. We know that all my sides are equal, and I find my area by multiplying my length times my width. I find my perimeter by adding all the sides. Those are just some basic things that we know about a square. So I have a quadratic function, x squared plus 8x plus 16. This quadratic function is in standard form. I know that it is in standard form because my exponents or my degrees are going down. They're going from a 2, 1, and 0. In order to be a quadratic function, this exponent has to be a 2. So I have a square, but we're talking about completing a square. So let's take the things that we just talked about a square and apply them from this quadratic function. So I have x squared plus 8x plus 16. So I know if this is x squared, that means that I have how many x's? 2. So that means this side must be x and this side must be x. But what about this 8x and 16? Well, this linear term is telling me that I'm adding. So I know that each side is equal to each other. So if this is 8x, a positive 8x, then that means this must be a plus 4, and this must be a plus 4. So I have x and x, which gives me my x squared. I have 4 and 4, a plus 4 and a plus 4, which gives me my plus 8x. And then 4 times 4 gives me 16. So if I needed to simplify this x plus 4 and x plus 4, I can simply just rewrite it as x plus 4 squared. So this plus 4, what is its relation to this linear term 8x? Right, it's half of it. So what about this same 4? What is its relation to this c value of 16? They squared it. So this number is half of my b squared. Gives me my 16. So now I have a square, and they want me to complete this square. Well, I know that this square is not complete because I don't have a c value here. So I have x squared plus 14x plus a blank. And they need me to complete this square, and then I also need to factor it. So how do I know how to complete this square? How would I complete it? So I have x squared plus 14x plus a blank. Let's take all the things that we know about a square. We said that all sides are equal. And if I have x squared, that means this side must be x and this side must be x, which gives me my x squared. Then I have 14x. Well, what is half of 14? It's 7. And if I plus 7 here and both of these sides are equal, then this side must also be plus 7. Well, what number is going to complete my square for this c value? Well, what's 7 times 7? 49. But now I need to factor it. Well, we already said that both sides were x plus 7, so I can simply just say that it's x plus 7 squared. Well, what about x squared minus 20x plus a blank? I need a number for this c value because I have my a and I have my b, but I don't have my c, and I need to complete this square. So I have x squared minus 20x plus a blank. Well, x squared, I know that this is an x and this is an x. Well, what is half of negative 20? Negative 10. Well, what number is going to complete this square? Well, what is negative 10 times negative 10? 100. Now let's factor it. Well, we really already did it. So now all I have to say is x minus 10 squared. So we just completed our squares. But now let's take this, what we've just learned, and let's